Today we are going to review the best irons of 2025 for high handicap golfers. So if you're looking for distance, if you're looking for forgiveness, then today's video is just for you. And I've picked out my top 5 favourites for high handicap golfers this year. So first of all, we've got the TaylorMade Qi Iron, we have got the Ping G440 iron, we have got the Callaway Elite iron, we have got the Mizuno JPX 925 hot metal, and we've got the Srixon ZXi4. So 5 of the top performers this year, all have been very good, all have got their own benefits, but we're going to put them to the test today. Okay, so mainly looking at distance, mainly looking at dispersion, okay, getting that forgiveness, okay. We know this type of golf club is probably not going to be the best looking golf club. Aesthetics is probably, it's probably not that important in this category. If I was going to pick one, I would probably say the Callaway Elite looks the best. They've done a great job in making this game improvement iron look quite premium. And again, looking sort of down in the playing position, we're going to expect chunky. You know, we're not going to expect anything that's too thin. But we are seeing a bit of a difference, you know, for me. Like if you're looking for something that's going to be really big and really easy to hit, the Qi, the TaylorMade Qi stands out as something that's going to be very easy to hit. As nice as the Callaway looks, it actually looks quite small for, you know, for a game improvement iron, so that's something to consider. And again, I'd say the other 3 all look quite similar. Okay, so going to hit 5 shots with each club. Stick around to the end, we're going to find out which one is the best suited for you, which one will be best suited to try. Okay, so kicking off with this TaylorMade Qi iron. This has been very popular with my members with all the fits that I've done this year. If you're in the camp of distance, dispersion, it has been very good. TaylorMade have done a good job. I think with the colorway, looks really good, doesn't it? That kind of black finish to it. It definitely looks very forgiving. Looking down that really big sort of thick top line, if you do struggle with strike, I would imagine you should be okay with this one. So as I said, let's hit 5 shots with each club. Yeah, straight away, felt really easy to hit. That one was out the middle. What we're not going to get on this club is feel. Really, it didn't feel particularly great. It felt quite hollow. But you look at the ball speed, 121, good carry, good distance. You could argue, if anything's maybe a bit too far, really, but if you're someone that needs the distance, clearly, you know, this will help. You'll see the spin rate, again, is a bit on the low side, so you do need to be mindful of the spin. Yeah, another decent hit. Yeah, felt very nice, fairly consistent there. TaylorMade have continued with similar tech. They've got that speed foam there, remember. They've got that speed pocket as well. So doing everything they can. So that was off the bottom, but good to see that sort of low strike, that off-center strike on this test. See the ball speed has dropped off, maybe what, 6 miles an hour or so, but you know, 178 total, so still not bad. Good again. So yeah, doing exactly what we'd expect it to do. It's, you know, it's got the speed, it's going pretty straight. Yes, the spin's a bit low, very chunky. So again, all this depends on preference in terms of looks. Again, just pulled it a hair, but yeah, you'll see, you know, once we get into 200, we know that this category, they are stronger lofts, remember, so this isn't a traditional 34° 7 iron. You know, they're much stronger, sort of in and around 27, 28, 29 degrees. So you will see some strong lofts in this category. But as a start there, I like that. That felt good. Definitely one to consider. Okay, so moving on to the Srixon ZXi4. I think Srixon do a great job at blending their family of irons. I do fit a lot of combo sets in the 4, 5 and 7. They look very premium. As a game improvement club, I think it looks fantastic. And it's got a nice blend, you know, you look at that and you think, yeah, it looks premium. There is a thick top line, so it does give you that encouragement in terms of strike. Let's give it a go. Little bit off the bottom, but again, nice and straight. Good. Feels a bit nicer than the TaylorMade, I must admit. Just feels that little bit softer. I know this category, it's not all about feel, but it does feel nice. Yeah, it does feel a lot nicer than the TaylorMade. Again, you know, I think when you're in this category, this kind of game improvement category, another consideration to make is, are you an improving golfer? So, you know, if you're off, say, 24 and you've been off that for 20 years, then you can safely say if you buy this set, you know, it's kind of going to help you for the next 5, 10, 15 years. But if you're just starting out and you want a set like this, remember that in a year or two, you might outgrow them, okay? So you might be looking at something maybe like this ZXi4 that is going to be good for now, but as you get better, it's still going to be good for you. So think about that. You don't want to be changing your clubs in another year's time because, you know, you've cut your handicap down. So that is a consideration as well. And this does feel like it fits more into that than the TaylorMade. Yeah, so it seems to be doing a bit of both. It's getting me that ball speed, but it's also giving me some nice feel as well, which I really like. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that was good. So distance probably wasn't as good as TaylorMade. Again, remember, this is what this test is about, but feel and, you know, kind of overall consistency felt very good. So moving into the Mizuno JPX 925 hot metal. We know Mizuno very much are known for making very good forged clubs, very good players clubs. In this cavity back, in this kind of game improvement sector, not as known for, but this club has been super popular this year. Again, what I like in the sort of playing position is quite a large footprint. That gives me a lot of encouragement that you're going to strike it pretty well. Again, fairly thick top line and looks great at the back. You know, I think they've done a great job in terms of the aesthetics. Let's give this a go. Yeah, solid hit. Bit better spin rate than the other two, up at 5,000 there. Feels nice. Yeah, feels really solid. Hitting it nice and straight. As I said, bit better spin number. Ball speed's right up there again, about 122. Super consistent. Yeah, feels really nice. Lovely balance to the club. Yeah, it feels very nice indeed. A little bit off the bottom there. As I said with the TaylorMade, probably good to see that. Again, we'll see the ball speed drop, but not that much. You know, 116 with a miss hit. Bear in mind the good one was like 121, 122. We're seeing that sort of forgiveness in there, which is clearly what we want. Just pulled that a touch, but again, good ball speed. So yeah, felt really good. Probably felt nicer than the TaylorMade. Probably didn't feel quite as nice as the Srixon, but yeah, felt really solid. Spin number in particular was a bit better than the other two as well. Okay, so now into this Callaway Elite iron. Looks wise, as I said earlier, I think it looks very good, very premium. Really like the look of it. I think Callaway have done a great job when it comes to the looks, that kind of nice polished chrome feel. It just feels and looks very nice indeed. My only reservation is that it is a bit on the small side when it is a game improvement club. I saw that in the Smoke Max as well from last year. Performance wise has been good, but again, if you're somebody that's perhaps, you know, a little bit mixed with the strike, that could be a cause for concern. But let's hit a few. Felt powerful. Yeah, some good ball speed there. Yeah, really surprising that, because the look of it, you almost feel like it isn't going to give you that distance, but it really has. I mean, that's one of the quickest ball speeds I've had so far. Again, a bit off the bottom, but not that bad. You know, that's actually going to drop to 119 off a miss hit. I think the others were like more like 116, 117. So they have got the forgiveness packed in there. Yeah, not bad. Good hit. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, 125 ball speed. Seems to be, you know, there's a lot of consideration here for this Callaway, because from a looks point of view, I wasn't expecting this to be so hot, because I say it looks more like a player's iron, but really like it. Just a fraction heavy on that last one. Okay, last but not least, the Ping G440 iron. So again, I think they've done some good upgrades in the looks. We've seen it all the last few years. They're up in the game, Ping, when it comes to the look of these sort of cavity back game improvement irons. I think this looks great. It's the same look to the G730, so starting to see some kind of continuation through there. And they've got this Pure Flex badge again, 7 flexing zones, all about maximising the ball speeds on the off-centre hits. I think it looks really good. Quite a thin top line, to be fair, for this type of golf club. But we've seen some very good performances from a lot of our fittings this year, so keen to put this up against the others. Nice. Yeah, it feels good. Again, for a cast head, that felt very nice indeed. Quite a high spin there, 6,000 spin. Again, you know, think about it, guys. You know, think about what's most important to you. Is it the forgiveness? Is it the distance? Is it the looks and feel? You know, we're all different. We're all after slightly different things. But again, watching this video, I assume that you're after a little bit of everything. Feels great. My first kind of thoughts are that it's a bit short compared to the others. Ball speed and distance seems a little down, although it does look very straight. But feels great, and you know, accuracy is obviously super important, and it's doing just that. Let's just try one more, then we'll get stuck into the numbers. Again, off the bottom. So quite interesting that actually on all of them, I think there's probably one thin strike. So that dropped to 115 there. I'm quite intrigued to initially look at the dispersion. Before I look at that, you know, in terms of feel, the Srixon stood out for me in terms of feel. Let's look at that, because it's about speed, it's about forgiveness and dispersion. So let's have a look. Okay, so looking at the dispersion there, the best dispersion was the Ping, interestingly enough, the last one I hit. That is the smallest circle. The issue with that is you can see there, before we even look at the numbers, it is the shortest by far. So again, it's that trade-off, isn't it? You know, you want dispersion, you want distance. So that is definitely the smallest circle, the Ping. And if you looked at the others, red's probably the next smallest, but quite similar to the blue. But front to back, I like the Srixon as well. It's not as, you know, it's a little bit tighter front to back. QI looks the longest, doesn't it? But dispersion, we've got to say definitely the Ping there. Now let's take a look at the all-important numbers. So you can see from left to right, club speed, swinging it pretty similar with all of them, about 87 miles an hour. Again, quite interesting. If we sort of look at the ball speed, we've got 3 that are the same. We've got the Callaway Elite 121, the Mizuno 121. Those two surprised me. Near enough 121 with the Srixon, 121.5 with the TaylorMade. The other one was quite noticeably slower, was the Ping. Launch angle, again, just going down there, 19 with the Ping, 16.6 with the Callaway, 18.6 with Mizuno, 18.9 Srixon, 18. So the Callaway noticeably launching lower. Spin number was interesting. You know, the highest was the Ping, so we're going to get the most control in terms of stopping power with the Ping. The Callaway was low, 4,600. Mizuno at 5,000. Srixon there at 4.8, and TaylorMade was at 4.3. So I prefer the spin number on the Mizuno and the Ping. And then let's just take a look at the distances, because again, this is a big factor, isn't it, in this? You know, if you're wanting to maximize distance. Ping 165 for 172, a little bit short for this category, albeit the dispersion was good. 179 for 190 with the Callaway, 176 for 184 with the Mizuno, 176 for 186 with the Srixon, and then 181 for 192 with the TaylorMade. So TaylorMade was the longest, Ping was the best dispersion. Let's just take a closer look. So again, looking at the side total, plus or minus 14 feet with the Ping, very good. 24 feet Callaway, 19 feet with the Mizuno, 25 feet with the Srixon, 12 feet with the TaylorMade. So looking at a whole, guys, you know, there's a couple of options. So if you're after dispersion, then to me, the Ping has been the best for me so far. The only caveat to that is that the ball speed was low, okay? So there's a bit of a trade-off there. If you're after distance, then by a fraction, averaging 192 yards, we've got the TaylorMade Qi Iron.